K.Saileela, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we start the session, ma'am? You can.
Yes, sure.
Thank you, ma'am. Education is not learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. A very good morning to one and all. A day without prayer is a day without blessings, and a life without prayer is a life without power. To begin with, let us start the session with a moment of silent prayer. A warm welcome to all of you to the fourth day of FDP on usage of innovative pedagogical techniques organized by the Department of Commerce UG, Kristu Jayanti College, Autonomous, Bangalore. It's my pleasure to extend a cheerful welcome to our esteemed resource person of fourth day of FDP, Dr. K.Saileela, Department of Education and Coordinator, Women Self-Defense Training Center, Annamalai University. She will take us in the journey of Bloom's Taxonomy for effective teaching. On behalf of entire Kristu Jayanti family, a warm welcome to you, ma'am. We are delighted to have you here. Leaders become great not because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others. We have one such a leader is Father Jace V. Thomas, Financial Administrator, Kristu Jayanti College. It's my privilege to welcome you, dear Father, for the second session of FDP. It's my pleasure to welcome our ever dynamic head of department, Commerce, Professor Vijay Kumar R. We welcome you, sir. It's my honor to extend warm welcome to all the participants from various institutions who is taking part in this FDP. A heartfelt welcome to you all. I extend warm welcome to the FDP convener, organizing committee, and all the faculty members of the Department of Commerce. Welcome you all once again. Now I request Dr. Nagatipa C. to introduce the resource person of today's session, Dr. K.Saileela, to the gathering.
Good morning, one and all present here. It's my immense pleasure to introduce the guest of the day, Dr. K.Saileela, Assistant Professor, Department of Education and Coordinator, Women Self-Defense Training Center, Annamalai University. Dr. K.Saileela has 16 years of teaching experience and has been awarded as a Best Young Women Researcher Award by Annamalai University. Velu Nachiyar Sadhanai Pengal Virudu Award by Lions Club International District, and she won many more awards in her added in her feather in the crown. Dr. K.Saileela published more than 25 articles and 10 books, including monographs, and participated in more than 75 national and international seminars and conferences. We have a very great and good leader in today's session. We welcome you, ma'am. Now the session is yours. Kindly take over the session, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Nagatipa. I'd like to thank the organizing committee, patron, Dr. Augustine George, advisors, program chair Aloysius Edward sir, program co-chair Vijay Kumar sir, and program coordinators Dr. Aarti Singh, Dr. Madhyarasan M, Dr. C. Am I audible?
You're audible, ma'am.
Okay. Dr. C. H. Raj Kamal, Dr. C. Nagadipa, and Dr. C. Chandrakantan. I'd like to thank all of this organizing committee for giving me an opportunity to participate in this FDP. Okay, thank you. Let us go for the session. Let me share my screen. My screen is visible, I think.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Yes. So today we are going to deal about the topic on Bloom's taxonomy for effective teaching. Bloom's taxonomy for effective teaching. So starting with a quote by Benjamin Bloom, education must be increasingly concerned about the fullest development of all children and youth, and it will be the responsibility of the school to seek learning conditions which will enable each individual to reach the highest level of learning possible. So with this quote, let us go for the session now. Okay. Excuse me, technical team, can you tell me how can I stop this script? I can't read my screen.
What is that, ma'am?
Ma'am,
This-
stop sharing, ma'am, and then again you can do it.
Screen
1
is-
minute.
Yeah.
1 minute, please. Okay, now it's okay for me. So with the quote of Benjamin Bloom, we are going to today's session on Bloom's taxonomy for effective teaching. What is actually a Bloom's taxonomy? Nowadays, we are asked to prepare everything according to Bloom's taxonomy. Our question paper should be prepared according to Bloom's taxonomy. Our teaching should be based on the Bloom's taxonomy of educational objectives, etc. So everywhere, from the school education to higher education, we are asked to concentrate on Bloom's taxonomy. So what is that Bloom's taxonomy? It is a classification system used to define and distinguish different levels of human cognition. So what is Bloom's taxonomy? It is a classification system used to define and distinguish different level of human cognition. That is thinking, learning, and understanding. So these levels, to attain these levels, this Bloom's taxonomy has been framed. So what is Bloom's taxonomy for a teacher? Actually, it is a tool they can use to create effective and meaningful instruction. They can plan accordingly what Bloom tells, what Bloom taxonomy tells, they can plan accordingly. Then they can cross-check whether they have done all the objectives. They can use it to plan new or revise existing curriculum. If a curriculum is there, they must plan in which way they can alter their teaching so that they can attain these objectives. They can test the relevance of course, goals, and objectives, design instruction, assignments, and activities. And also, it is helpful for developing authentic assessments. So in this way, it is useful for the teacher to create meaningful instruction, to revise existing curricula, to check whether we are at the goals and objectives, to design our instruction, our assignments, activities, and it is very helpful for developing authentic assessment. So because we are asked to prepare a question paper with the help of Bloom's taxonomy, so in that case, it may check the levels of all the levels of cognition. It may check all the levels of cognition of the students, so that it will be very authentic one. So it is also a practical tool to use, providing a framework in which to plan challenging lessons that help to ensure students' progress. So it will help us to ensure the students' progress, and it will be maximum. It will be maximum. So it is a fundamental tenet of successful teaching. So this is what we need Bloom's taxonomy. For this purpose, we need Bloom's taxonomy. Otherwise, our teaching may not reach the goal, etc. So who founded this Bloom's taxonomy? Actually, the original cognitive domain was described and published in 1956. This work was actually done by 4 authors: Benjamin Bloom, Max England, Edward First, Walter Hill, and David Rathwall. So all these 5 authors framed this cognitive domain in the year 1956. As Bloom was a senior and primary author, his name was listed first in the publication. So this seminal work became commonly known as Bloom's taxonomy. So there are 5 authors: Bloom, Max Engelhardt, Edward First, Walter Hill, and David Rathwall. So there are 5 members. A first author was Bloom, and hence it is known as Bloom taxonomy of educational objectives. Can anyone put the year of Benjamin Bloom's taxonomy in the chat, whether chat box is enabled?
Yes, ma'am, it's enabled.
Anyone please put the year of Bloom's taxonomy? Quick, quick. Was the year? So you can alert to message.
They have messaged 1956.
Very nice. Very nice. And it was given by, who was that? Answer was by Kushali and Professor Dhanapal. Thank you. And another one question for you: how many hours were there in framing this cognitive domain? How many authors? Put the number. Quick. Very nice. So thank you. Be alert. Sometimes I may ask you to engage in the session. So this cognitive domain, Bloom 1956, it involves knowledge and development of intellectual skills. So it involves knowledge and the development of intellectual skills. This includes the recall or recognition of specific facts, procedural patterns, and concepts. So this involves recall or recognition of specific facts, procedural patterns, and concepts and skills. So what is recall and what is recognition? What is recall and what is recognition? Any answer from the participant? What is recall and what is recognition? Okay, no problem. So in this domain, it is the lowest level. Knowledge is lowest level here. Yes. Recall or recognition means recalling some specific facts, like when did India get independence, then the answer will be, we will tell immediately the answer, is it not? So that type of recalling is known as recall. Remembering our past, recall, remembering our past knowledge or procedural patterns or concepts, facts, etc. Recognizing something new, we can recognize something new or know new things, that is known as recognition. So in the knowledge domain, we recall or recognize some specific facts, procedural patterns, and concepts. So this serve in the development of intellectual abilities and skills. So what will be if the knowledge is implemented in your classroom? The students, what they will do, they will encourage discussion about what is being taught. They will participate. Actually, they will participate in the discussions. It will help students explore and understand how ideas are connected, asking students to justify and explain their thinking. This kind of interactions and discussions will be there if they understand what they are doing. Using visualizations to improve students' understanding and recall. So we have not entered into the cognitive domain and its divisions. What is we are telling about cognitive domain? What is that cognitive? It is about intellectual abilities and skill, cognition. So this kind of activities will be there in the classroom. It is just an intro of cognitive domain. Let us go in detail. So here is the divisions of cognitive domain. The lowest level, actually this diagram should be in vice versa, because knowledge is the lowest level. After acquiring knowledge, the students will go for comprehension. Only after gaining knowledge, the student can develop understanding. After understanding, what the students will do, they will apply to a new situation. After applying, they will develop the skill of analyzing. And after analyzing, they will be able to synthesize all the data. And finally, evaluation. They will evaluate their understandings. So here, this is cognitive domain. Please remember, this is cognitive domain and their divisions. The students will develop. For the first step is to develop knowledge among the students, develop and comprehension, asking them to apply, asking them to analyze, synthesize, and evaluate. These are the divisions of cognitive domain. This is the lowest level, knowledge, comprehension, after that application, and it is in the hierarchy. If the diagram is inverted, it will be well suited. But you please understand that knowledge is the lowest level and the highest level in the cognitive domain is evaluation. Okay, so this is the cognitive domains divisions. So I again request the participants to put the name of the 5 divisions of cognitive domain. What are the 5 divisions of cognitive domain? Or you can open your mic and speak, please, so that it will be going fast. Anyone? Which is the lowest level? Which is the lowest level in the cognitive domain?
Knowledge.
Next one.
Comprehension.
Next.
Application.
Next.
Analyze.
Next.
Synthesis.
Next.
Finally, evaluate.
Thank you. So
Thank
there
you,
are 5 levels in the cognitive domain, starting from knowledge. Knowledge is highest level or lowest level? Of cognition in the cognitive domain. Can you tell me knowledge is the lowest level or highest level? Can anyone? Knowledge is the lowest level. Okay. Knowledge is the lowest level. Only after attaining knowledge, they will comprehend the information they have gained through knowledge. After comprehending or understanding, what they will do, they will apply. After application, they will analyze. After analyzing, they will synthesize. After that, they will be able to do evaluation. So this is in the hierarchy where knowledge is the lowest level and evaluation is in the highest level. So what is knowledge? Now we go in detail about this Bloom's cognitive domain. First one is knowledge, which is the lowest level in the hierarchy of the domain. First, the student will acquire knowledge. After that, only he will go to the next step. So first step is lowest level. It is defined as the remembering of previously learned material. Previously learned material. This may involve the recall of a wide range of material from specific facts to complete theories. It may be a small specific fact like when did India get independence, or it may be a complete theory, something like that. Something we are checking about the knowledge that they have learned previously. But all that required is the bringing to mind of the appropriate information. So what is required to bring the appropriate information? So knowledge represents the lowest level of learning outcome in the cognitive domain. So what is the description for this is remembering previously learned material. It is the lowest level of learning. Listing the learned information, remembering terms, methods, facts, specific items of information, etc. So we can ask the students about methods, facts, concepts, specific items of information, theories, etc. So this is knowledge, the first division in the cognitive and the lowest division in the cognitive domain. Next one is comprehension or understanding. Comprehension is defined as the ability to grasp the meaning of the material. This may be shown by translating material from the one form to another, words or numbers, by interpreting materials like explaining or summarizing, and by estimating future trends, predicting consequences or effects. These learning outcomes go one step beyond the simple remembering the material and represent the lowest level of understanding. So it is the next step of cognitive domain. After knowledge, it comes, it is understanding. So what is actually this description of the comprehension level? In this, the students will be have the ability to grasp the meaning of material that has been taught. They can communicate an idea, they can explain an idea, they can summarize material, they can understand facts and principles. So we have seen, we are looking into this cognitive domain, and the first one was the knowledge, the lowest level, and next is the hierarchy is comprehension. So this is, next one is application. Next one is application. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So the third level in the cognitive domain is application. So application, it refers to the ability to use learned material in new and concrete situations. This may include application of such things as rules, methods, concepts, principles, laws, and theory. So learning outcome in this area require a higher level of understanding than those under comprehension. So this is at the next level. Application, only if they acquire knowledge and understand, they will be able to apply that knowledge in the new situation. So this is the higher level of understanding than comprehension. So what is the description of this? the students may apply concepts and principles to new situations, applying laws and theories to practical situation, solving of mathematical problem, constructing charts and graphs, demonstrating correct usage of method or procedure, applying rules, methods, concept, principle, law, theories, and it is a higher level of understanding than comprehension. So it is the third level in the cognitive domain. Application only if the students gain knowledge and understand the material what they are learning or what they have taught, they can go for this application stage. And the next level in the cognitive domain is analysis. So it refers to the ability to break down material into its component parts, so that its organizational structure may be understood. So learning outcomes here represent a higher application because they require an understanding of both the content and the structural form of the material. So it is it represents a higher intellectual level than comprehension and application. So what is analysis? It refers to the ability to break down material into its component parts. Okay, so what is the description of analysis? Breaking material down into component parts. Understanding the organizational structure, analysis of relationship between parts, recognition of organizational principles involved, understanding both the content and the structural form, and analyzing the elements. So the students will be able to do all those things when they learn the material. So this is a higher intellectual level than comprehension and application. So, and the next one is synthesis. As we know that what is synthesis? It is putting parts together to form a new whole, to form a whole thing. So synthesis, learning outcome in this area stress creative behaviors with major emphasis on the formation of new patterns or structure. Here, the students are encouraged to form new patterns or structure with the help of the different parts. So, this may involve the production of a unique communication, a plan of operation, or a set of abstract relations. So synthesis is putting parts together to a whole in order to form a new pattern or new structure. So it also demands higher intellectual level. Description is putting parts together in a new whole, formulating new patterns or structure, formulating abstract relationships, communicating an idea in a unique way, proposing a new set of operation, creating new or original things, take things and pattern in a new way. So this is synthesis. It is the next level. So we have seen knowledge, the lowest level, and the next level understanding, third level understanding or comprehension. We use both terms. Third one is application. Fourth one is analysis. Fifth one is synthesis. And the last one in the cognitive domain is evaluation. So what will people do when they understand and participate in the learning? So they will be able to judge the value of material, anything about the value. They will value. It may be a statement, poem, research report, research, something, the lesson, etc. Everything they will be able to evaluate. The judgments are to be based on definite criteria. So this learning outcome in this area are highest elements of all the other categories plus value judgments based on clearly defined criteria. So this is about evaluation. So what is the description? The ability to judge the value of a material. Use of definite criteria or for judgments. Value judgments based on clearly defined criteria. Use of cognitive and affective thinking together. So for all these theoretical parts, I'll be giving you the illustrative verbs so that you can understand more, because it is more theoretical. First, we will go for theoretical. Will be giving the action verbs in the coming slides. So we have seen about Bloom's taxonomy of cognitive domain, where there are 5 levels starting from knowledge, ending with evaluation. There are 6 classes there. So we have seen everything. So what is the last level of cognitive domain? Can you put in the chat box? Put in the chat box, what is the last level in the cognitive domain? Evaluation. Thank you, Aditya. Thank you. Okay. So now we are going to go for the next thing. So before going to this, okay. This slide you just go through, we will discuss it afterwards. So because I need not confuse you more. First you get thorough with the cognitive domain. The cognitive domain comprises 6 levels from knowledge to evaluation. This is again, what is the subclass for knowledge? So this what is it? This slide is about knowledge and their subclass. This is comprehension and their subclass, analysis and their subclass, synthesis and their subclass, and evaluation and their subclass. So we can see that the slides afterwards. So this, you can see here Anderson and Rathwall. Do anyone know who are they? Anderson and Rathwall. Okay. So this revised Bloom's taxonomy. This one is revised Bloom's taxonomy. It was put forward by these 2 authors, Anderson and Rathwall. Revised Bloom's taxonomy was put forward by Anderson and Rathwall. So this is the revised form of Bloom's taxonomy. So can anyone guess which will be the lowest level here? Can anyone guess which will be the lowest level? Come on, please. Fine, super. Aditya, super. So here the lowest level is remember. The revised Bloom's taxonomy. Yes, Vijayalakshmi. It's remember. Thank you. So remember is the lowest level here in the revised form of Bloom's taxonomy put forward by Anderson and Rathwall. So what is this? They have reframed the cognitive domain and they have released. So here remember comes the lowest level, understand comes the next level, apply comes the 3rd level, the 5th level, and create is the 6th level. So, and in this hierarchy, remember is the lowest level and create is the highest level. So put the names of the authors, those who framed the new Bloom's taxonomy, can put the names in the chat box. Who are they? Who are the authors who have framed the new revised Bloom's taxonomy? Yes, you can open the mic also. Very good. Aditya, very good. Others? You just, it is like homework, classwork, so that it will get memorized for you. So for this purpose only, we are asking question. This also comes under cognitive domain, evaluation, evaluating then and there what is happening in the classroom. Yes, others? Anyone can switch on the mic and tell me what are the names of the authors who have reframed the Bloom's taxonomy. Anyone, please? Okay. Let me go. I think my screen is shared.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Now, in the revised form of Bloom's taxonomy given by, I will show again what are the names of the authors. 1 minute. Anderson and Rathwall. They are the reason for the new revised Bloom's taxonomy. Anderson and Rathwall. Okay. So please keep it in mind. So what is this about? As I told, remember, is the lowest level. Understanding the next level, apply third, fourth, analyze, evaluate the fifth, and create sixth. What is remember? To recall facts and basic concepts. To recall facts and basic concepts. So what the students will do, you will be able to define, duplicate, list, memorize, repeat, and state. These are the action verbs that the student will be able to do if he recalls the facts and basic concepts. So our aim is to bring this level of learning on the students. We must teach in such a way that the students must be able to define or duplicate, list, memorize, repeat, and state. So our teaching should be based on this, so that the students will attain this one. And the next level is understanding what the people will do when the teaching is good. They will able to explain ideas or concepts. After our teaching, the students will be able to explain our ideas or concepts. So what will be the action verb? What the students will do if they understand? They will classify something in the classroom. They will classify something about the lesson that has been asked. They will describe. They will discuss something. They will explain. They will identify, locate, recognize, report, select, translate. So when you are asked to prepare a question on Bloom's taxonomy, these action verbs can be used for your question paper. So classify, cognitive domain. You can ask, classify cognitive domain. The students will be classifying as knowledge, understanding, application, the old one. And for example, I'm telling. So they will be able to do. So while preparing the question paper, you can use this type of action verbs for the understanding part. So for the application, after you are teaching, the student should be able to use information in new situation. So that is application. What are the action verbs here? They will execute some new projects, implement, solve, use, demonstrate, interpret, operate, schedule, sketch. These are some few examples only given. We can use other verbs also that is suitable for all those levels. So for apply, this can be used. And analyze. After our teaching, the student should be able to draw connection among ideas. They should be able to draw connection among ideas. So what they will be able to do when they are analyzing, they will differentiate, organize, relate, compare, contrast, distinguish, examine, experiment, question, test, etc. So these are the action verbs they will be able to perform after the teaching. So our teaching should be aimed to attain all these things so that it will be an effective teaching. So after our teaching, what a student should be do, you must justify a stand or a decision. You must justify a stand or decision. So what he will be doing when he is evaluating, he will appraise, he will argue, he will defend, he will judge, he will select, he will support, he will value, he will give critic, and he will weigh. So these types of things he will be able to do when our teaching reaches this level. When we are teaching up to this level, they will be able to do these things. Next one is create. So this is the highest level in this Bloom's revised hierarchy. Here, the students should produce new or original work. New or original work. So after the lesson is over, you must ask the student to do something so that they can design, assemble, construct, conjecture, develop, formulate, author, or investigate. So after our teaching about any concepts or lessons, so this students should be able to do all those things. So only this topic, Bloom's taxonomy for effective teaching. So what we must do is, we must teach our lesson according in a way that they will reach all these levels. The students will reach all these levels. Finally, if they are able to create a new thing or a original work or any projects that we give after the unit has been taught, and it is the good and effective teaching. So our aim is to concentrate on this while preparing the lessons. So we must think that whether teaching these things will make them remember, or they will understand those things what we are taking. Will they apply those things in a new situation? Will they analyze? Will they evaluate? Will they create? So accordingly, we have to prepare our lessons so that this highest level of learning happens in the students. And this is about Bloom's taxonomy. Yes, please list down the Bloom's revised new taxonomy, revised one. Please list out in the mic or in the chat. The mic or in the chat. Create, where create is which level, Aditya? It is the lowest level or highest level? Highest level, very nice. Can anyone put the lowest level again? Lowest level, but which is the lowest level in this hierarchy? Very good, Vijayalakshmi. So, okay, very nice. Others also can participate. Being a theoretical part, then and there evaluation will make you interest. Totally theoretical one, this Bloom's taxonomy. Okay. So we'll go for the slides. Thank you. And okay, Aditya. Remember. Okay, you have tried. Okay, very nice. Thank you. Aditya, thank you. So see, check again. Can you see this Bloom's taxonomy on your screen? Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Can you read with levels? Remember? Very good, Vijay Lakshmi. Thank you. Very good. Can anyone read the levels? Remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, create. So these are the 6 levels of the new revised Bloom's taxonomy. So revised Bloom's taxonomy is in this hierarchy. Remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, create. So this is again one example with action verbs and an example. See here, remember is the lowest level. So these are the action verbs: list, recite, outline, define, name, match, quote, recall, identify, label, recognize. So at the end of this lesson, the student will be able to recite Newton's 3 laws of motion. So this is the example for remember. This is the example for remember. For understanding, the action verbs are again describe, explain, paraphrase, restate, give original examples, summarize, contrast, interpret, discuss. So by the end of this lesson, what the student will be able to do if he attains the next level of that is understanding, he will be able to describe Newton's 3 laws of motion in her or his words. So here he will just recite 3 laws, name of the 3 laws. Here in the next level, he will be able to describe the 3 laws of motion after the unit has been taught. And the next level is apply. The action verbs: calculate, predict, apply, solve, illustrate, use, demonstrate, determine, model, perform, present. So by the end of the lesson, what the student will be able to do in this level, they will be able to calculate the kinetic energy of a projectile. These are some examples. So they will be able to calculate the kinetic energy of a projectile. So next slide. Next one is analyze. Next level is analyze. What are the action verbs here? Classify, break down, categorize, analyze, diagram, illustrate, criticize, simplify, associate. So in this level, what is the example? By the end of the lesson, the student will be able to differentiate between potential and kinetic energy. So they will be able to do some differentiation. They can even categorize something about the lesson. They can diagram, they can criticize, etc. Other things also they can do. Here they have given the example as differentiation. So only if the student can analyze, he will differentiate between what is potential energy and what is kinetic energy. And the next level is evaluation. See here the action verbs are choose, support, relate, determine, defend, judge, grade, compare, contrast, argue, justify, support, convince, select, evaluate. So what the student will be doing at the end of the lesson, when at this level, the student will be able to determine whether using conservation of energy or conservation of momentum would be more appropriate for solving a dynamic problem. So they will evaluate certain things in the lesson and they will give the result. So this is the next level evaluation. They will evaluate and judge which one is right, which one is wrong, something like that. The last one in the Bloom's revised taxonomy is create. What the action verbs are: design, formulate, build, invert, create, compose, generate, derive, modify, and develop. So these are the action verbs, and what will be the outcome by the end of the lesson? The student will be able to design an original homework problem dealing with the principles of conservation of energy or any other projects nowadays do at their home. They do some projects or something new structures they can create or draw. They can create and they can do the projects. So finally, Bloom's revised taxonomy is giving us creation is not so easy. It demands higher level of intellectual abilities. So these are the revised Bloom's taxonomy. I think it will be clear for you. This is revised Bloom's taxonomy put forward by Anderson and Rathwal. Remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. So we have seen now about Bloom's taxonomy, that is about cognitive domain. But usually we say 3 domains: cognitive domain, affective domain, psychomotor domain. These 3 domains we say it. Bloom's taxonomy of educational objectives. For teaching purpose, we are using this Bloom's taxonomy of educational objectives. According to this taxonomy of educational objectives, there are 3 domains. 3 domains. Cognitive domain, it deals about mental skills. It is area of cognition. Cognitive domain is area of cognition and the part of the learner. Affective domain is about developing feelings. It is about emotional areas of the student about regarding their subject. And psychomotor domain is some manual or physical skills. Psychomotor domain is about manual or physical skills. I will repeat. When we are speaking about Bloom's taxonomy, first Bloom's have put forward cognitive domain. When speaking about Bloom alone, we say it as cognitive domain. When we say it is Bloom's taxonomy of educational objectives, we go for 3 domains, that is cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domain. So what are the 3 domains? The first domain is cognitive domain. It is about area of cognition. Second domain is about area of feeling. And third domain, psychomotor domain, is about manual activities in the learner. So our teaching is not only imparting knowledge to the students, What we must do, we must develop some interest about the subject to the students. So we must develop some interest in the students about the lesson we are teaching or the subject we are teaching. If you are teaching a mathematics subject, you must develop some interest towards mathematics. They must like mathematics. So this affective domain, not only developing knowledge about the mathematics subject, putting problems, etc. We must develop some interest among the students, that is affective domain. So we are imparting knowledge, we are developing interest in the students. And what other things the students should learn in our teaching is about physical activities or manual activities. If he is a chemistry student, if he is a physics science students, they must be able to handle their instruments, their laboratory things. Something like that they should be able to do. And they should be able to draw clear diagrams. They should be able to put charts, etc., etc., etc. So not only learning through cognition, they should do physically more activities, that is about cognitive domain. We should develop all the 3 domains among the students. We must develop all the 3 domains among the students. So please put the 3 domains in the chat box or switch on your mic. What are the 3 domains of educational objectives? What are the 3 domains of Vijayalakshmi? Very good. Very good. Anis. Good, good. Very good. Very good, Anish. Cognitive, affective, psychomotor. Yes, it will be effective, Aditya, while we teach with the help of to attain this type of domains in the classroom, it will be effective one. Okay, thank you. So, when we are speaking about Bloom's taxonomy of educational objectives, so our objective is to make students reach this mental skills, that is cognitive domain, to develop feeling among the student, that is affective domain, and to develop manual or physical skill, that is psychomotor domain. So our objective should be in the sense we must develop all these domains, all these faculties in our students. So we have seen detailedly about cognitive domain, both the old version, new version, etc. We have seen it going to affective domain. Now we will be going to affective domain, and finally the psychomotor domain. So next we will go for affective domain. This affective domain was put forward by Rothwell's taxonomy of affective domain. Rothwell's taxonomy of affective domain. See here, what are the divisions here? Receiving, responding, valuing, organization, and characterization. Okay, receiving, responding, valuing, organization, there is a mistake, organization and characterization. So this is Rothwell's taxonomy of affective domain. Please look again. You're going to put it in the chat box now. What are the levels here? Receiving, responding, valuing, organization, and characterization. So you please put it in the chat box. Who is the author of affective domain? First, who is the author of the affective domain? Who is the author of affective domain? Or next, what are the, you can give one level at least, no problem. You need not try for all the levels. Just give some of the levels, whatever you remember. What are the levels or divisions? Put it in the chat box. Who was the founder of affective domain? There are 2 questions before you. Who is the founder of affective domain? And what are levels? Any one level you can mention, whatever you remember. Anish, very good. Rathwalls, very good. Vijayalakshmi, very good. Very good. Vijayalakshmi, very good. Yes, Anish, first one is receiving. Others also can try. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. We'll go for the explanations. So see here, it is Rathwold's taxonomy of affective domain. The levels are receiving, responding, organization, and characterization. So this is the lowest level, receiving. Next one is responding, next one is valuing, and next one is organization, and last one is characterization. See what is receiving. See what is receiving. So it is very well understood that it refers to the students' willingness to attend to particular phenomena of stimuli, like classroom activities, textbook, music. They'll be interestingly receiving all those things. Okay, so this is receiving students' willingness. What it refers to, it is students' willingness to attend particular phenomena. It represents the lowest level of learning outcomes in the affective domain. So you can see what are the verbs here: ask, choose, describe, follow, give, hold, identify, locate, name, point, select, sits, erect, replies, uses. So he'll be very attentive in the class if he is receiving the information. So he'll be very attentive. The student will be very attentive if he is listening in the classroom. So what are the example? Listening to discussion of controversial issues with an open mind, respecting the rights of others, listen for and remember the name of newly introduced peoples, etc. So this kind of learning is called receiving, and this is the lowest level in the affective domain. Next one is responding. It refers to the active participation on the part of the learner. After receiving, he will be able to respond, and it is referred to as active participants on the part of the learner. So here too there are some active participators. Those who are messaging me are very active here. They are responding, they are receiving as well as they are responding. So others are just receiving and not responding here, I hope. But anyway, I think you will receive the informations. Okay, responding refers to active participation on the part of the learner. At this level, he or she not only attends to a particular phenomena, but also reacts to it in some way. Okay, what are the action verbs here? Answers, assists, complies, conforms, discusses, greets, helps, labels, performs, practices, presents, reads, recites, reports, selects, tells, writes. So this is the action verbs when a student will perform when at this level. Here the example is completing homework, assignment, participating in team problem solving activities, questions, new ideas, concept models, etc. Okay, these are the examples. So this is the next level in the affective domain, responding. It refers to the active participation on the learner. So instructional objectives that are commonly classified under interest. That is, those that stress the seeking out and enjoyment of particular activities. So this is the instructional objectives. Next one is valuing, the third level in the affective domain. As the name indicates, valuing, it is concerned with the worth or value of a student attaches to a particular object or phenomenon or behavior. So only after receiving, responding, and you will be able to value some things. He will develop that quality of valuing. So what are the verbs for that? Student will complete, describe, differentiate, explain, follow, form, initiate, invite, join, justify, propose, read, report, select, share, study, work. So this will be the action verbs that the student will be able to perform when he is in the level of valuing. So what are the examples? Accepting the idea that integrated curricula is a good way to learn, participating in a campus blood drive, demonstrates belief in the democratic process, shows the ability to solve some problems, informs management on matters that one feels strongly about. So these are the abilities that the students will learn when they value something and they will react accordingly. So this is the third level in the affective domain. So fourth level is organization. Fourth level is organization. So this level, it is concerned with bringing together different values, resolving conflict between them, and beginning the building of an internally consistent value system. So organization, okay, it is concerned with bringing together different values, organizing everything in a proper form. So what are the examples here? Alters, arranges, combines, compacts, completes, defines, explains, generalizes, identifies, integrates, modifies, orders, organizes, prepares, relates, synthesizes. So these are the activities that a student will perform when he develops organization skill in this level. So organization is not a easy task. So it is in the fourth level of the affective domain. So what is that? Example for this? Recognizing own ability, limitations and values, and developing realistic aspirations. Accepts responsibility for one's behavior. Explains the role of systematic planning in solving problems. Accepts professional ethical standards. Prioritize time effectively to meet the needs of the organization, family, and self. So this is the next level in the affective domain, organization, and this level is another highest level in the affective domain. So next one is characterization. Characterization, so is by a value or value set. Characterization is by a value or value set. The individual has a value system that has controlled his or her behavior for sufficiently long time for him or her to develop a characteristic lifestyle. Okay, so see here, for example, for this before going to the verb, a person's lifestyle influences reaction to different kinds of situations. So what is characterization? A person's lifestyle influences reactions to many different kinds of situations. So he shows some self-reliance when working independently. He uses an objective approach in problem solving. It displays a professional commitment to ethical practice on a daily basis. He revises the judgments and changes behavior in light of new evidence. So this is the characterization. So this is the highest level in the affective domain. The person, the people, the student will be able to change according to the situation, and they may do all kind of behavior when they develop this level of affective domain characterization. So what are the active verbs here? The student will act, discriminate, display, influence, listen, modify, perform, practice, propose, qualify, question, revise, serve, solve, use, verify, etc. So this is the these are the levels of affective domain. So we have seen about Rathwell's taxonomy of affective domain: receiving, responding, valuing, organization, and characterization. So this one is organization. Please don't put it in our mind as organization. Organization. So we have seen about Radford's taxonomy of affective domain. Okay, what will be the next domain? Please put it in the chat box. What will be the next domain? So what is the next domain we are going to see? Put it in the chat box. Or what are the three domains? Oh, very good. Anish, good. Psychomotor domain, Dhanapal domain. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, thank you. So now we are going to see about psychomotor domain. So what is psychomotor domain about? When cognitive domain is about knowledge, so affective domain about feelings, and what will be the psychomotor domain about? Physical skill. Very good, Jayalakshmi, very good. So now we are going to psychomotor domain. As we say, it is Bloom's taxonomy, but it was put forward by Dave. Dave, remember this name? I will ask you in between. It was put forward by Dave R.H. in the year 1970. The psychomotor domain. Okay. So psychomotor domain was put forward by Dave in the year 1970. So there are 5 levels here. Lowest level is imitating, manipulating, precising, articulating, and naturalizing. Just see once again, imitating, manipulating, precising, articulating, naturalizing. So these are the 5 levels in the psychomotor domain put forward by Dave in the year 1970. So, yes, again, I need the names, if possible, any 2 or 3 names of a psychomotor domain. Who found this psychomotor domain? Come on, quick. We are at the end of the session, 15 minutes to complete this psychomotor domain. Yes, very nice, Anish. Yes, Vijayalakshmi. Can you please give some names of the levels, if possible, 1 or 2? Very good. Vijayalakshmi, imitating, manipulating. Yes, Anish, it is manipulating. Articulating, precision. Okay, very nice. Others can also engage. So, okay, thank you, enough. Thank you. So, once again, imitation, manipulation, precision, articulation, naturalization. So these are the 5 levels in the psychomotor domain put forward by Dave in the year 1970. So what is about imitation? Imitation is observing and patterning behavior after someone else. Performance may be of lowest level. So example, copying of a work of art, performing a skill while observing a demonstrator. So what are the keywords? Can you see the keywords? It is copy, follow, mimic, repeat, replicate, reproduce, and trace. So this is about imitation. So observing and patterning behavior is imitation. It is in the psychomotor domain, the lowest level, imitation. The next one is manipulation. Being able to perform certain action by memory or following instruction. So they will be able to perform a skill on one's own after taking lesson or reading about it, follows instruction to build a model. So they will manipulate something with the help of their learning, with the help of manual. After reading their lessons, they will be able to do some work, skill work. So what are the keywords here? Act, build, execute, perform. Act, build, execute, perform. So first one was imitation, second one was manipulation, and third one is about precision, refining, becoming more exact, more exact. Perform a skill within a high degree of precision. That is termed as precision. The student will be able to do the work precisely. So what are the examples? Working and reworking something. So it will be just right. Performing a skill or task without assistant. Demonstrate a task to a beginner or the examples. So here the keywords are calibrate, demonstrate, master, perfectionism. So as the word tells, more precision is expected in this level while doing their manual work. Next one is articulation. What is articulation? Coordinating and adapting a series of action to achieve harmony and internal consistency. So what is articulation? See, these terms seemed to be difficult. So please see this. What is articulation? Coordinating and adapting a series of action to achieve harmony and internal consistency. So this is articulation. What the students will be able to do, they will combine a series of skill to produce a video that involves music, drama, color, sound, etc. Combining a series of skills or activities to meet a novel requirement. And this is the example for articulation. Coordinating and adapting a series of action to achieve harmony and internal consistency. So what are the examples, keywords for this? Adapt, construct, combine, create, customize, modify, and formulate. So this is about articulation. So naturalization. So what is naturalization? So this is the highest level performance. So mastering a high level performance until it becomes second nature or natural without needing to think much about it. It is naturalization. Examples here: maneuver a car into a tight parallel parking spot, operates a computer quickly and accurately, displays competence while playing the piano, Michael Jordan playing basketball, or Nancy Lopez hitting a golf ball. This all occurs at this level. These are the examples for that. What is naturalization? Mastering a high level performance. What is naturalization? Mastering a high level performance. So what are the keywords here? Create, design, develop, invent, manage, naturally. Okay, so these are the keywords. So with this psychomotor domain is over now. So we have seen about psychomotor domain and their levels. So psychomotor domain, there are 2 years, I think. Here it is given as 1970 and another 1 year in the display is 1975. Kindly check out which year this was implemented. And the psychomotor domain, their levels are imitation, manipulation, precision, articulation, and naturalization. So here you can see how this physical activity from the lowest level to highest level has been explained by Dave for teaching in the form of objective. So we must teach accordingly. The students should reach all these levels of psychomotor domain in our instruction. Okay. So
Thank you, ma'am.
still two more slides are there.
Yes.
Anish, I'll come, right? Anish. So actually, now we have seen about first one is Bloom's. Actually, my topic was Bloom's taxonomy for effective instruction. While speaking about Bloom's taxonomy, it is about only cognitive domain. But in general, what we say is Bloom's taxonomy of educational objective means it is there are three domains. There are three domains: cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domain. So I told you about the Bloom's cognitive domain of the old one and the revised one also. And I explained about the psychomotor domain and their divisions. Affective domain and the division. So I explained you all the three domains of what they actually say as Bloom's taxonomy. But the truth is Bloom is responsible for the cognitive domain and he is the first author of the Bloom's cognitive domain. So he is the first place and referred always. Now let me explain, show one slide alone again. So those who want to go deep about these domains, I'll tell you the things. Those who want to learn more deeply about or you want to teach more about Bloom's taxonomy to the students, see here there are again some divisions in knowledge. So as I told, the cognitive domain, the lowest level is knowledge, is it not? So for knowledge, still there are some subclasses, that is knowledge of specifics. So knowledge of specifics, the subclasses of knowledge are knowledge of specifics, knowledge of ways and means of dealing with specifics, knowledge of universals and abstractions in a field. So again, this knowledge of specifics again it has subclass as knowledge of terminology and knowledge of specific facts. When you are speaking about knowledge of ways and means of dealing with specifics, it again has some divisions like knowledge of conventions subclass, knowledge of trends and sequence subclass, knowledge of classification and categories subclass, knowledge of criteria subclass, and knowledge of methodology subclass. When you go for the third subclass of knowledge, it is knowledge of universal and abstraction in a field. It again goes for knowledge of principles and generalization, knowledge of theories and structures. So they define these subdivisions again with some definitions. There are definitions for this also. Those who are going to handle this in higher education should know all those things because knowledge is again divided into class and subclasses. So again, comprehension, it has also some subclass with it. It is translation, interpretation, and extrapolations. So, and next one is application. I don't have exam here division. We don't have a division for application, and the next one goes for analysis. There are still some subclasses for analysis, analysis of elements, analysis of relationship, analysis of organizational principles. And the next one is synthesis, production of a unique communication. These are the three subclass: production of a unique communication, production of a plan or proposed set of operation, derivation of a set of abstract relations. And the last one, evaluation, is still as its divisions like judgment in terms of internal evidence, judgment in terms of external criteria. This one is only for higher education. If we go for a lecture, we need to know all those things. So this is all about Bloom's taxonomy for effective instruction. Thank you. I think I completed in time. Thank you, organizers, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Aarti Singh. Thank you, Nagadeepa ma'am. You are contacting me from the previous sessions. Thank you for you, both of you. And Anisha has asked about what is the role of a BOS member while making syllabus of the subject on the basis of the concept. As a BOS member, I think we must check whether when the framing the syllabus, there will be some divisions, learning outcomes, course outcomes, program outcomes. We must check whether it is based on Bloom's taxonomy. I think that we can do as a BOS member. We can check the syllabus, what are the learning objectives, whether the learning objectives are framed and it is based on the Bloom's taxonomy, the learning outcomes, program outcomes, course outcomes, everything you can check whether it is based on Bloom's taxonomy. Anish, I think I know up to this as the role of BOS member. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Dear participants, if you have any other queries, kindly drop the questions in the chat box. I think no more doubts. So the session is very clear to everyone. Thank you, ma'am, for enlightening us with your wonderful knowledge. The essence of all beautiful art, all great art, is gratitude. Now I take the opportunity to propose the word of thanks. No duty is more urgent than giving thanks. We must find time to stop and thank the people who make a difference in our lives. So good morning, one and all present here. On behalf of entire Kristu Jayanti College, I deem it my privilege to propose word of thanks. On the fourth day of faculty development program and usage of innovative pedagogical techniques, I take this opportunity to extend our heartfelt gratitude to the esteemed speaker of the day, Dr. K.Saileela, Department of Education and Coordinator, Women's Self-Defense Training Center, Annamalai University. Thank you, ma'am. Your guiding words on Bloom's taxonomy for effective teaching was very useful to all the teaching fraternity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Can I leave the meeting? Or you just, yes, sir, you complete.
Yes, ma'am. I'm delighted to express the deep gratitude to our respected Reverend Father J. V. Thomas, Financial Administrator, Kristu Jayanti College, for all the guidance and moral support. I would like to thank our beloved head of the department, Professor Vijay Kumar R, for his constant help and guidance that radiated a source of energy within us. Thank you, sir. I extend my sincere thanks to Program Coordinator, Dr. Aarti Singh, and other faculty coordinator of organizing committee for the successful conduct of the FDP. I'd be failing in my duty if I did not thank the participant of this FDP who have made this day possible. I would also like to thank each and every one of you for being here and making this day a wonderful and memorable. Thank you all once again and have a great day. So by this, we came to the end of 4th day of FDP. Once again, thank you so much. I remain.
Thank you. Thank you.